opportunity cost principle as one of the basic economic tools in managerial economics. The next thing we are talking about is incremental principle. Incremental principle is related to marginal cost and marginal revenue. Anytime you hear the word marginal, what should come in mind is extra. So extra cost and extra revenue. So incremental concept involves estimating the impact of decision alternatives on cost and revenue. It emphasizes the changes in total cost and total revenue resulting from changes in price, products, procedures, and investment. Basically, what the marginal cost and marginal revenue means is when you make a decision, what is the extra cost, or what is the increase in total cost, what is the increase in total revenue, that is the marginal revenue. So some decisions on prices, when you increase price, does your total cost increase or does your total revenue increase? That is the increment. It talks about the incremental principle. What extra happened? Another is your product. When you increase the quantity, what extra happened? Did you incur more cost or you got more revenue? There are sometimes you incur more cost and you get more revenue. But the incremental principle would advise you compare your revenue, the extra revenue you got, and the extra cost you incurred, which one is bigger. So also changes in procedures. Maybe at first you employed more people and you use few machines, and now you decide to use more machines and employ less people. What is the incremental cost? What is the increase in total cost and increase in total revenue? And the last is investment. Sometimes you'll be faced with either plowing back your profits to invest more in the firm, or giving the profits out to shareholders as dividend. When you do that, what is the extra cost being incurred? When you gave out the profits as dividend, did you get more shareholders to invest more? Or when you plowed back the profit into the firm as extra investment, did your total revenue increase? So changes in any of these can affect the total cost and total revenue. Incremental talks about the extra revenue or extra cost incurred, remember. Alright, so there are two basic components of incremental reasoning, and these are incremental cost and incremental revenue. Incremental cost, that is the extra cost, and incremental revenue, the extra revenue. A decision is obviously a profitable one if any of these hold. If it increases revenue more than cost, if revenue is more than cost, it's a profitable one. Also, if it decreases some cost to a greater extent than it increases others. So if some costs reduce, we are always looking for reduction in cost, right? So if some costs reduce to a greater extent than its increase in others, it's a profitable one. Also, if it increases some revenues more than it decreases others, that is also a profitable one. We always want revenues to increase. And lastly, if it reduces cost more than revenue, that is also a profitable one, right? So the last part one, let's look at the principle of the time perspective. Principle of the time perspective. Short run and long run. I believe you've heard of time period, short run, long run. Yeah. So short run and long run effects of decision on revenues as well as cost. So it's very important to know the short run. In the short run, are you making profit? In the long run, will you continue making profits? These are considered in making decisions. And also in the short run, some factors of production are fixed. In the short run, there are some factors of production you cannot change. Like if you have a factory, the factory is a fixed factor. So that is also something to note in the principle of time perspective. And in the long run, all factors of production are variable. In the long run, you can change all factors of production. You can increase, you can decrease. The ones that were fixed in the short run, in the long run are variable. That means they can't be changed. The last one